The COVID-19 pandemic has changed the way a lot of people work. That includes artists in Milwaukee's drag scene. When the city shut down in 2020, many local drag queens went from regularly performing in person to running virtual shows and being more active on social media. As WUWM's Simone Caceres reports, the use of online platforms in Milwaukee's drag scene helped keep audience members engaged and introduce drag culture to more people.
We're going to be starting the show right after this song. We know you guys are anticipating, and we are going to deliver!
On a Friday night at This Is It in downtown Milwaukee, the bar is packed with people waiting for the night's drag show to begin. When in-person shows were put on hold because of the pandemic, some of Milwaukee's gay bars turned to virtual shows. George Schneider is co-owner of This Is It. He describes how the bar approached using online platforms.
We filmed performers individually in here, and we scheduled times like you can come in and film, and we kind of stitched together all of those previously recorded performances with a live host.
Schneider says the shows were a lot of work for performers and staff, but they help some drag queens continue to earn an income. The combination of virtual drag shows and a rise in social media use helped keep audience members engaged and introduce drag culture to more people.
Since we were in a lockdown, people were in the social media all over, and there were people like doing makeup tutorials, performances, and whatever. I feel like people got more curious about like drag.
That's Juan Mejia, who performs as drag queen Satari Ule. During the pandemic, Mejia noticed he began to gain more followers on Instagram and now uses social media to promote his shows. When the city announced that bars could reopen after initial COVID closures, fans were eager to show their support, including at Hamburger Mary's where he works.
The main nights for them are like Friday and Saturday, and those nights have always been like sold out ever since there was like green light for the people to come out. And that's amazing because, like I say, people are more appreciate about the art, and being more appreciate means for us that we're getting more money.
But while drag culture has become more mainstream on social media, aspects like virtual makeup tutorials and performances are a big change from how Milwaukee's drag scene first started out. Mior Nassett performs as longtime drag queen BJ Daniels. Nassett worries about the impact social media has had on the quality of Milwaukee's drag scene. He describes what it was like in the 1980s when the focus was on performing.
There was no video, there was no social media, there was none of those things. The only way somebody would know who you were was to come and see you. There was no other way. Now, I feel like it's been diluted in some ways because it's like add a YouTube video, some makeup tips, a wig, and an Amazon costume stir, and you're now a drag queen.
Despite his concerns, Nassett says social media has made getting started as a drag queen more accessible to more people. He appreciates the diversity of artists who are now part of Milwaukee's local scene. Still, Nassett wants to see younger drag queens hold themselves to a high standard.
My advice to young people always is find out who you are in drag and stick to it. Polish it to the nth degree till it's just so polished that people are they can't believe it. That's the difference.
The pandemic has changed the way some drag queens work in Milwaukee, but the local scene continues to evolve despite its setbacks. Michael Takash is curator of the Wisconsin LGBTQ History Project. Takash says drag fans across the country may not associate Milwaukee with drag culture, but the city has produced a couple of drag superstars like Trixie Mattel and Jada Essence Hall. Takash says it's only a matter of time before the local scene becomes an epicenter for drag.
There's so many odds against it, but it's also all of the things that are a breeding ground for drag talent and drag creativity. Had not we entered the COVID pandemic, I think Milwaukee was positioned for another golden age of Milwaukee drag. The talent that you see today is really vibrant and colorful, and you have people who are really not just doing this for a night, but doing this for a career.
Takash says many local drag queens are creating a lasting legacy for Milwaukee, in person and online. Simone Caceres, 89.7 WUWM, Milwaukee's NPR.